Morning, Con. How are you?
Don't you sound peppy? Usual, I guess?
We're going to have to tread carefully today. Now that everyone knows Johansen's dead, the killer is probably going to be on edge. Be careful, okay?
What should I say? Do you really think Aaron's in danger?
You mean, why did I leave Li Mei to watch over him?
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess Aaron's the most likely to remember something incriminating, but...
But you don't think it warrants a 24-hour bodyguard?
It's just weird.
It's better than leaving him alone now and regretting it later.
You know what? I'd be on edge. After everything that went bad yesterday, I'd be like, no, I'm gonna protect the most important person I can locate right now.
Besides, there's also the other option.
Other option?
He could be the killer. If that's the case, I don't want him running away.
Can Li Mei really stop him from running away? She's kind of small.
If it came down to a fight, I'd be more worried about Aaron. But I told her to use non-lethal force, so everything should be fine.
I love how thinly veiled it is. That's the least comforting thing I've heard all day.
It's still early.
Any ideas who the killer is?
It's a little early to be asking that, don't you think?
Sherlock Holmes style. You shouldn't draw conclusions until you actually have evidence.
But if you want my initial impression, there's something about this whole setup that makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Because, yeah, you'll get, bias. Besides the body smashed up in the bell tower.
No, that's basically it.
She paces back and forth.
Even if Naoki hadn't heard something wrong, the body would have been discovered fairly quickly. The bell tower is maintained pretty regularly, so whoever did this wasn't concerned about hiding the body.
Maybe they didn't plan to kill Dr. Johansen?
You think it was an accident?
Well, not exactly. Of all the planned murders I've seen, they usually fall into one of two categories. There are clean murders, like poison, and there are messy murders, like strangling and stabbing. The messy murders are the ones that are very personal. Whoever is doing it wants to feel directly responsible for the death. The scene itself is very messy, but the weapon is very impersonal. You can't feel your victim die if you're watching them get smashed by a bell. So why do it? Why would anyone choose the bell as a weapon?
Maybe it was available. The murderer didn't plan it out, but he or she jumped on the opportunity when it presented itself.
If you were gonna do that, though, wouldn't it be easier to just shove him over the edge of the bell tower? I assume that that's exposed, so you could just... he'd die. So it may have been an accident, but more likely it was a crime of opportunity. Sort of like how a normal person doesn't think about stealing cars, but if you pass one with keys in the engine, it's tempting.
Normal people don't think about stealing cars?
Please tell me you're joking.
Sure, why not?
That's all for now. But if we steal 100 cars, nobody can follow us. I'm... Dude, JoJo Part 5 anime is almost here. It's so close. We're gonna find out. Unless you're already one of those weebs who knows everything, but then, don't spoil it then. How about that? Faculty parking only. From the look of the cars, the paychecks here aren't that great. According to this plaque on the side, the bench is made out of recycled plastic, donated by the Tass family. How generous. Rather large fountain. If there's no obvious source of water, can you call it a fountain? No, it's a pool. It's like a wading pool. This map of the campus should help me find my way around. Dr. Johansen died here. It's off limits to the public now. The library inside on the doors is open 24 hours a day. There's a squirrel in this tree. It doesn't seem scared of me at all. It's also kind of fat. Yes, squirrel. And this building is not important. Alright, so here we go. Here's travel mode. Real Soviet traveling. So the student housing is where I came from. The bell tower is allowed.
And that's as far as you go.
Detective Gursky quickly positions himself between me and the bell tower. You're on guard duty? Seems kind of dull for someone of your status.
Life isn't always about what's fun.
That much I know.
So what are you doing here?
Investigating, like you told me to.
Well, you can't do it here. Crime scene is closed.
You're kind of tying my hands here.
I told you to dig into his research. Besides, haven't you had enough trauma here already?
Don't tell me you're trying to protect me.
Protect and serve. It's almost like that's my job or something.
You sassy bitch. That's not actually in the job description, is it?
Doesn't matter. I still do it.
I can hear their microphones. I guess I'm the pot calling the kettle black here. you know, a hypocrite, but in his saying, so that it sounds more whimsical, even though it doesn't make as much sense, because that's not... I don't think that black is a valid criticism, especially among kitchen... No, not especially. There is no especially. It's not about... That's not a criticism. Anyway, if I can't go inside, I guess I should go.
You're welcome to look around. Just don't cross the police line.
I should probably get back to the lab anyway. If I follow our original assignment, I might be able to find a thread.
Original assignment?
Yeah, figure out what Mr. Otten was up to.
Up to? Seems like all of his business affairs were in order.
Right! You're out of the loop! Seriously, did we not give you the SD card? Wow. He may have been doing a little more on the side.
We searched his house pretty thoroughly, but they couldn't find anything that we didn't already know about.
Yeah, we might have messed with the crime scene a little! Before I left, I swiped a hidden SD card with some of Mr. Otten's files on it. None of us have been able to decipher the contents of the files, but Aki insisted that we keep my find a secret. Okay, so no surprise who's responsible for that.
Now would be a good time to tell me if you know anything.
It would. Should I mention it to him? I think it's time to tell him. Well, can we trust Gursky? Probably. We can probably trust Gursky. I mean, you can even see that I did. I may have possibly picked up something from Mr. Otten's place. Hey, possibly.
You took evidence from the crime scene.
Yes. He shakes his head.
Aki's rubbing off on you.
Hey, I didn't exactly know who to trust, okay?
You still don't trust me?
Dude, why would I? You threatened to arrest me yesterday. You're my handler. How do I know you're not reporting all of my dirty little secrets to a board of men in black suits sitting in a dark room?
I usually give the reports on Casual Friday, so no black suits.
Hilarious.
If I tell you I'm not, would you believe me? What about if I remind you that I still haven't arrested you yet?
Okay, but...
And that I didn't tell Schultz that I saw you pocket something at Mr. Otten's place right before that mess with Kevin.
Wait, you knew?
Of course I knew. It is my job to notice these things.
I mean, I was also on... No, I wasn't on the security cameras doing that. Wait. What? No, he wasn't there in time. Kevin was there and he was outside the door. What? He shouldn't know. Unless it came out of the pocket. Oh, right, I showed it to Aki. Why didn't you say anything about it?
Actually, I think I just did.
You sassy bitch, Gursky! It's too early for this!
So what was it?
An SD card. Mostly a bunch of documents and formulas that we couldn't decipher.
Documents you'll be handing over to the proper authorities, I'm sure.
Yeah. Definitely was going to get around to that, doing that. I mean, yeah, I thought you would have.
What else?
He also had the video from today.
The one of you breaking into the lab?
I coughed pointedly.
Right, the one of someone who looks like you breaking into the lab.
Thank you, officer, for not incriminating me. Yeah, that one. I don't know how he got it, though. Didn't Jupiter say that hardly anyone has clearance to the security footage?
No doubt Dr. Johansson had that level of clearance.
Oh, that is a different day or something. You hear that voice change? That's a different mic. If Dr. Johansson is the one who sent the video to Mr. Otten, then that confirms the video is linked to their old research.
But that doesn't explain how it's linked.
We're
or
just,
who that person is.
We're just going back. It's like nothing ever happened. So he must have had to retake that one line for some reason. Well, I kind of hope we'd be able to ask the good doctor about that. Gursky's expression darkens.
If I were the paranoid type, I'd be inclined to say that someone is trying to stop you from getting answers.
And are you the paranoid type?
If I were, I wouldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
So you basically came here to dig through Dr. Johansson's research and possibly find out what else Mr. Otten was working on.
Yeah, tell us about those test tube babies. That's the idea, yeah. Aki set us up with some sort of high school student exchange program where we get to experience college life or something similar. But when we got here, Naoki sensed that something was wrong. I thought it was nothing, but...
It's never nothing.
Yeah, I know that now. Anyway, he said something was wrong, we found the body in the tower, and you probably know the rest.
More or less. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to return to the crime scene.
Yeah, I should probably get going.
Keep me updated.
What should I say? Was that really Dr. Johansson in the bell tower?
Sure was. They haven't, reconstructed everything yet, but they did manage to match one of his remaining prints.
Is it weird that his constantly doesn't tell him who he is, just what the... Oh, I guess they're all emotion-based, so he wouldn't know, like, the person's logical integrity. Just their specific last thoughts of the moment, and... Also, he didn't imprint properly. He didn't get their last moments. He instead possessed the corpse. Any prints not his?
A few here and there, but I'm not optimistic. Nothing that looks like it was left by the killer.
Great, another dead end. I didn't mean it like that. That's all I've got for now.
Don't wander off.
Yeah. It's impossible to see in the windows. They're too high up. Doors are shut. Police probably don't want people trying to peek inside. Police car. Good for letting everyone know to stay far away. Nothing for the tape. Nah, it's not important. Dead tapes. The tape's nothing. Don't even worry about it. Guess the library's next. Should I go systematically? Let's go systematically.
Con guy, perfect timing. We need a tiebreaker.
You itchy motherfucker, what you up to? 4?
Zombies.
I'm afraid reanimated corpses aren't my area of expertise. I mean, you just sort of broke into the field.
That's okay. We're talking weaponry anyway.
In the case of a zombie apocalypse,
Fast
We
ones
were
or slow
debating
ones?
whether it's better to carry a gun or a sword.
assuming you're only allowed one weapon.
Why would you be allowed one weapon?
Guns have a longer range, and they're deadlier.
Crossbow. You want a crossbow. A string bow is too hard to pull, especially with fatigue, but crossbow is both silent and has the same reusability of ammo.
But swords don't run out of ammo, and they're quieter.
Crossbow.
Except you have to get within biting distance to even use a sword. Hello, infection.
Also, don't use a sword. Use a blunt weapon, because you can still smash their rotten, decrepit bodies, but you don't need to rely on, like, getting the blade through them, which requires more strength than you might think.
So wear armor. And what are the odds you're gonna hit the head of a moving target with a gun anyway?
You can kneecap him first.
Pretty high if you actually practice. And sure easier than trying to cut a zombie in half.
Hey, I know how to handle the sword. I've been training for years.
Not to rain on your parade, but if there were a zombie apocalypse, you'd probably be killed by other humans long before the zombies arrive.
What?
Zombies are hardly different from pack animals, they just multiply faster. In a situation with limited resources and the threat of multiplying predators, the first thing you do is stock up on resources, right?
Well, yeah.
As will every other person on Earth. Someone will probably kill you for your food and weapons before you even see a zombie. Oh damn, they predicted DayZ!
Has anyone ever told you you're a really gloomy person?
It may have been mentioned once or twice. Completely ruined their day! A bunch of worn notebooks. Looks like Nathan's. Let's look inside. A bunch of intro to biology books. I think they're David's. Some sort of plastic plant. It's kind of dusty. One of the mountains from nearby. Some local senior friend tried outside Wedgewater. A photo from a nearby forest. There's a Japanese resort near the base of this mountain. My family vacationed there a long time ago. Like a Japanese style resort, or are we in... Is Stillwater in Japan? What? Pure science books. Shelf full of books on social... Oh no. Philosophy and psychology. Huh, criminal psychology. Wish I'd had that one back in the day. Shelf full of books, social sciences. No doubt Schultz ignores half of the content in the law books here. Language books, mostly intro courses it seems. Some math and science, some inspired covers. Technology and applied science. There's a book in here about racing cows. Book series about arts and recreation. Fun. That's about it. I don't know what more I want. Alright, let's start talking to these nerds.
Con guy! Good to see we haven't scared you away yet. I've got office hours soon. Was there something you wanted to know?
Not much. Just feeling kind of weird, I guess. Especially with what happened yesterday.
Oh, you heard about Dr. Johansson?
Yeah.
That's a terrible way to go. Accidentally falling off the tower like that.
That's what happened?
That's what everyone's been saying. Not like it makes any sense for him to be up there in the first place, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, they cleaned up the body really fast and well. That's why there aren't bits of him around. You don't seem that cut up about it.
Everyone dies eventually. Feeling bad won't bring him back.
That's kind of an insane way of looking at things. It's still natural to have feelings, and if you don't, you might be a sociopath. So, how long have you been a student here?
Maybe 3 years? I only came
Maybe.
here for grad school. Got my BS in Steel City.
Steel City!
There the longest. Technically, he's got seniority on his team, but Jupiter was a lot better with the undergrads.
David snorts and glances in Nathan's direction. Nathan flits among the students at his table, pausing once in a while to offer an exasperated sigh.
He's terrible at teaching. No patience for it. I think he expects everyone else to be like him.
Wow, that'd suck. How so?
He learns everything the first time around. I guess you could call him a natural.
Oh, in that way.
Unlike the rest of us who actually have to study.
I'm jealous already. What should I ask about? That's all for now.
Later.
Maybe he's also a Kansei user, but that would just be now he's Kansei.
Hey, just wanted to say sorry about yesterday.
No?
You know, the locking you up and stuff.
Don't sweat it. It's not the first time. Nathan coughs.
Oh, okay.
Right, probably shouldn't have shared that little tidbit. Did Dr. Johansson have any quarrels with anyone recently?
Not that I can think of. Why?
Just curious. I was researching him before I came, and I saw that some people disagree with his research.
There will always be dissidents, especially when you're a trailblazer. But personally, I think he was a great man with great ideas. We all believed in his work. That's why we're here. Although, he and Jupiter were definitely arguing about something last week.
Oh, do you know what?
Sorry, I didn't listen in too closely. She doesn't get angry too often, but when she does, it's best to just hide.
How long have you been a student here, Nathan?
This is year 7, I think.
Wait, why are you taking 2 degrees?
Did the whole undergrad thing, then stuck around for the grad program as well.
Wow, that's a long time to stay at the same school.
Not if you enjoy it. I don't understand why some people think they have to keep moving around or do new things.
How do you make money? Maybe it's for the experience?
But to what end? We can say experience all we want, but isn't it just a way to cover up how unhappy we are with our own situation?
That is an extremely vast and variable question. I sure know that 4 experience is bullshit when people are commissioning artists, though. It's not always like that. What if people just really enjoy it?
So you're a wandering sort of guy. No place to call home and all that.
People appreciate variety. Experiences are good. If you follow pursuits, you will know more. I, for one, have impressed many people with my reserves of knowledge. It's fine if you have many pools of knowledge, but they're all really shallow. You'll still impress people, because you'll know just a little more than they do. Sort of a fun mechanic. Doesn't matter how much or how little you know. All you have to know to impress somebody is more than them. You could say that.
Is it because you enjoy it, or because you're not happy with anywhere you've been?
I don't know. Both? Why does it matter?
Even a ship needs a harbor to come home to when the ocean is rough.
What if it's a flying ship? Didn't think about that one, did you, Nathan? Checkmate, atheist.
I'm not saying you have to settle down and start a family or anything, but I hope you'll be able to find a place to anchor yourself.
Well, honestly, it's just fiscally difficult to keep wandering. Unless, of course, you just have like an RV and you just live in the RV. But I guess the RV counts as a place to anchor yourself. I don't know what his logic is. I'll let you get back to your students.
See you.
Fascinating.